Okay, so we're going to take a look at the practice sheet number 2, and we're going to go over our maximums and minimums in context. A note from the author: if we're only interested in the maximum or minimum value of a quadratic function, then all we really need to find is the vertex. I think that is so important for you to keep in mind. Like, you don't have to do a whole bunch of other mess if all they're asking is for maximum and minimum things. You're going to know it's a maximum if you have a negative a value, and you're going to know they're going to ask for a minimum if you have a positive a value, because that's where your vertex is located. It's either at the top or at the bottom, depending on whether it's a negative or positive a value. These are from an old University of Delaware textbook. We're going to do the questions and pretty quickly, I hope. Management question: George Duda runs a sandwich shop, and by studying data for his past costs, he has found a mathematical model describing the cost of operating his shop. Okay, so this is quadratic. We know it's quadratic because we have the highest exponent of 2. C of x is the daily cost. So the output is going to be the cost. That's the y. And x is the number of sandwiches. Okay, so C is the cost and X is the number of sandwiches. So as the number of sandwiches increases, the cost should go up. We'll see what's going on there. It says, from the vertex of the parabola, find the number of units of sandwiches George must sell to produce a minimum cost. So the key thing here is minimum. So we are looking at just the format of this quadratic, and I know that it's going to open up because your a value is positive. The opening goes to the top, which means the minimum is the vertex. So we are going to do negative b over 2a to find this vertex. Remember, negative b over 2a is the axis of symmetry that tells us what the x value is. And since they want to know the number of sandwiches, they're looking for x. We're going to plug in negative. This b value is negative 10. 2 times 1. A negative is positive. And it says find the number of units of sandwiches George must sell to produce minimum cost. So he's going to have to produce 5 units of sandwiches in order to get a minimum cost, because 5 is the x value for the vertex. What is the minimum cost? So now they want to know what the y value is. They want to know what the cost is, or the output. So we have to take our 5 sandwiches and we have to plug it into the function. So we're going to do x squared minus 10x plus 40. We're going to plug 5 in. That's 25 minus 50. That's negative 25 plus 40. What is that, 15? So the minimum cost that it's going to take is going to be $15. So he can make 5 sandwiches at a minimum cost of $15. Boom. That's done. Number 2, Josette runs a taco stand. She has found that her profits are approximated by this function. Now, if you notice, this function's a little different. This function's got a negative x squared value, which means that you're going to have a maximum. So in business, we want minimum cost and maximum profit. So we're going to see what has to happen here. P of x is the profit. And x is units of tacos. So find the number of units of tacos, so we're finding x, that Josette would need to make a maximum profit. Remember, maximums happen when you have an open down parabola, it's negative, so it's going to open down, and maximums are your highest amount. And we always want maximum profit. You want to be able to get the most money possible. So again, we're going to do x equals negative b over 2a. We're finding number of units of tacos, which means we're finding x. We're going to do negative 60 over 2 times negative 1. So this a value, because there's a negative there, is really a negative 1. Make sure that you have that put in for your a value. This gives us negative 60 over negative 2, which is positive 30. So this means that Josette needs to make 30 units of tacos to get a maximum profit. So if she sells less than that, she's not going to make enough money. And if she sells more than, or if she does more than that, she's going to lose money as well. So we're going to take a look at the profit for this. So now to find the profit for 30 units of tacos, what we need to do is we need to plug in to our function. So we have a negative x squared plus 60x minus 400. You're going to plug your 30 in. This is a major problem right here. When Miss Meek and I look at pre-calc students and making sure that they're substituting in the right way, you definitely want to look here real quick. In this scenario, you have to make sure that you square first, then take the negative. Exponents happen before you do multiplication of a negative 1. So this is going to be a 900, and this is going to be negative 900. 60 times 30 is 1800. So negative 900 plus 1800 is 900. And then 900 minus 40 should give us $860. So for Josette's taco stand, she makes her maximum profit with 30 tacos, and she'll earn $860 in the process.